All right.
Ready for countdown.
Ready for countdown. Let's go.
4, 3, 2,
2,
1, go. Woo!
One note of the Star Wars theme.
I think we got a problem. That might not make for all those
All right. Hello,
Imperial
everyone.
droids.
Welcome
Who's
to
attacking
Star Wars Rogue Squadron 100%. This run is of a very, very cool game that was instrumental in my childhood. And also a cool category because 100% is based on beating all of the missions in the game, including the ones unlocked after you beat all of the base game missions. But you only unlock all of the missions by getting gold medals in every single mission prior. So in terms of speed running, that means we don't know how far behind I am until each level is finished. In the horrible situation where I don't get a gold medal, then we realize we've lost time. And to get a gold medal, there is a list of requirements for each level of the game. Usually enemies destroyed, completion time, accuracy, saved allies. And so I will be flying around shooting a lot of things, trying to meet all the requirements for my gold medals. So just right there, I hit a respawn warp. This game, whenever it enters you into a cutscene, will respawn you at the end of it in a different, or in a specific spot depending on which cell you're in. So I got it to respawn me closer to these TIE bombers to complete Mos Eisley. All right, and we got a gold medal, so that means we're doing okay so far.
Let me know when might be a good time for donations.
Now's an all right time.
All right, we got a $25 donation from Mangmo saying give Nemi stars, and a $5 donation from Mangmo saying do it.
Do it.
So next up is Burkash. Burkash is actually on a timer, meaning that you can't really compete for time on it within the community, and can't really make it go faster, but it's still a nice level to fly around and take shots at all these Skywalkers. Since we have the little bit of downtime that involves me flying around shooting things, we could transition into a little bit of story information from my lovely couch attendants, who I will also ask to introduce themselves.
Yeah. You want to go ahead? You're the one who knows what you're doing.
I am Pepsi Man. I'm here to defend Pepsi and all that is good. Otherwise, I'm Gooby.
And you'll be seeing a lot of Goopy. He doesn't really need much of an introduction. I am Esoterics. I've ran this game only a little bit, but I'm mostly here to help with a little bit of lore commentary here. The problem with speedrunning this game is the fact that, because of the fact that we're trying to skip as much as we can, we're skipping all of the cutscenes that give any context to what we're doing. One of the things that this game does do is periodically throughout, it gives the classic Star Wars scroll where the text scrolls across the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and read the call for Chapter 1.
Story time. Here we go.
6 months have passed since the Battle of Yavin. The Death Star has been destroyed, but the fight for freedom is far from over. As the war against the Empire rages across the vastness of space, Luke Skywalker forms the legendary Rogue Squadron from the Rebel Alliance's most skilled X-Wing pilots. Their mission? To defend the struggling Rebel Alliance against a still powerful and battle-hardened Imperial foe in the last-ditch effort to control the galaxy. That was an attempt to say Imperial.
So here I believe, so Hoth would be Luke Skywalker here, and we would be the people he chose, the Rogue Squadron.
All right.
I don't know why he chose me. I'm the worst at this game. I just like do a barrel roll and crash into the mountains like every time.
The way it is meant to be played.
Oh, clearly.
We also would have more time for donations if you feel like, since this is a little bit of a slower level.
Yeah.
I do disobey the general's orders and go destroy some extra enemies because I want my medal.
But Luke, you have to stay with the supply vehicle.
Can't believe you're abandoning the supply vehicle like this.
I have no defense for myself. I'm a glory hound, what can I say?
Cut the stream right now.
No. We're already here. You can't just make me go away.
It's too late. We spent too much time setting up the keyboard.
Yes.
We can't go back now. Unless we crash on ICY.
Yes, we can. That could happen.
So just the purpose of the mission, you stay with the supply vehicle to get like the rebel soldiers some supplies. You just gotta defend them from any enemies. Shot's doing amazing at.
Yeah. Those TIE bombers are vicious. If you let them go, they will destroy all of the vehicles except one.
Oh yeah.
And on the earlier levels, it's not such a big deal, but as we get later into the game and the accuracy requirements get higher and higher, keeping your shots nice and accurate on those fighters can be really tricky.
It can, yeah.
Especially when you need to take down interceptors or regular fighters instead of bombers.
Absolutely. There are certain moments too where you are on a time limit and you need to destroy a certain amount of enemies before that time limit runs out, and the interceptors, it's like they know and they're avoiding you. They're like, no, we can't get shot down at all costs. He might get the gold medal.
Exactly.
Can't let that happen.
We are closing in on the end of this level, but there's one last TIE bomber we need to vanquish. So I do run this game on a keyboard, interestingly enough, without the mouse at all. That's because, due to the age of this game, the mouse controls are a little bit not intuitive, where if I wanted to turn right, I could just press right on the keyboard, and there I go turning around. But if I wanted to use the mouse, I would need to continually swipe right until I've completed my turn, and that is very exhausting and frustrating.
Yeah, this is originally an N64 game, so like porting it to PC, it gets a little, like some stuff gets weird.
Yeah, even in terms of, there's the end of the level. And we got a gold medal,
Nice.
so there we go. No time lost yet. Coming up on the next level, Search for the Nona, is actually the first big bit of RNG in the game. A ship we're meant to protect called the Nona can spawn in one of 3 locations, and one is significantly faster than the other. Another problem with this level is there is a kind of a slightly high enemies destroyed requirement. You'll notice me going around destroying these rogue droids and bombers and whatnot. Did we get the good RNG? We did not, sadly. That's okay.
One of the things that additionally complicates that enemies destroyed requirement is the fact that the auto-aim on the A-Wing is notoriously awful.
That it is. There's a moment during this level where the speed at which I'm going is predicated on how quickly I can destroy waves of TIE bombers. Oh, wow. We got the only spot I didn't check. And the auto-aim is a very big fan of making me go slow.
The auto-aim always decides to shoot at wherever the enemy is on your screen at the current time, so if you're trying to shoot a moving target, it's going to always shoot the lasers behind them.
Yep.
As you can see here.
It's almost like you need to work on not aiming at the enemy so you can hit them better with the auto-aim. We won't see too much of the A-Wing, though. This is one of the few levels it's on.
Yeah, and the next time we'll see the A-Wing, we'll have the nice... We'll pretty much be using the lock-on missiles in order to get all the kills
Right,
anyway.
and
so.
firing on stationary targets as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so this little bit of the level has actually been on a timer. There's no way to make it go faster, but as soon as this drops off its enemies, everything just goes on how quickly I can destroy them. Yeah, the missiles on the A-Wing are also... Oh, I am dead. Yeah. A-Wing's got the worst shields in the game, so dying there is super common. It really depends on who the ATST decides he doesn't like the most.
Yeah, whenever I'm in this area, Luke will just keep saying, my shields are kind of low. Wonder what's up with my shield? And it's like, oh, I know.
Yeah, the missiles, the unupgraded missiles on the A-Wing are so low damage that you noticed I was firing as many missiles as I was lasers, and it still almost didn't kill that ATST. All right, so here's a big moment where I can save a bunch of time, depending on if I miss these TIE bombers or not. Doing okay so far. You could see the auto aim start to influence that a little bit. Oh, oh, lovely.
So nice.
That was very
so
good.
good.
I'm glad to get that here of all places.
That was swag.
That was an excellent clear.
It was an excellent clear. Even with that death involved, it was still really fast. So, right now is one of those moments where I'm not quite at enough enemies destroyed to clear the level, and the shuttle is flying away right now, so I'll need to try and knock down as many TIE interceptors as I can before the shuttle leaves the area. Oof. Not the best there, but I do need to kind of leave some of them TIE interceptors behind because the shuttle is being shot at and I need to protect it.
So, fun fact about Search for the Nona. The IL record, because of the fact that the only way that you can really speed up this level is by getting those two perfect clears, one when the tanks are dropped off and the other one when the bombers come in. The tie for this record, the IL record on this level, is a 14-way tie.
Hey,
Nice,
gold medal.
got it.
Nice. Oh, barely. Only 39 out of the 38 required. So next up is Corellia. Corellia involves a lot of flying around and a lot of trying to get good respawn warps, which is, it's tough. There's a lot of cutscenes, and so a little bit of breaks in the action. There's actually a little bit of story information here.
Yeah. So right now we're getting sent off to the side here because the Imperials are drawing us away for a distraction so that they can attack the city. But the reason why they're attacking the city is because they're after Crix Nadi, who is an Imperial officer who has recently defected because the Imperials asked him to commit one war crime too many, and he decided he was out of there. So this level is going to be defending Corellia from the Imperials because we want to get Maydeen because we want his information, and eventually he'll go on to do some pretty cool stuff, like plan the successful raid on the Moon of Endor in Episode 6. But for now, he's trapped in one of our nice trapezoid buildings here, and we need to get him out.
Don't you love living in a trapezoid?
Yeah, so at this moment, it's just all about how fast I can clear these groups of TIE bombers. They're finicky a little bit, and especially aiming with the snow speeder. With the X-Wing, your lasers like cover a big enough area that you don't need to be precision accurate. And with the A-Wing, the auto aim can help a little bit. With the snow speeder, the lasers kind of come out low, so you almost need to aim above where you're trying to hit.
And aiming above where you're trying to hit can be difficult on this level because the tops of the buildings occasionally reach higher than the speeder can actually fly.
Yes. I am not going to get the good respawn warp, sadly. I did a weird turn. Actually, maybe I will get it. We'll see. So now we're going to fly all the way across the playable area to go shoot down more bombers. Okay, I did. It was really just like a second lost, so...
No biggie.
Yeah, not at all.
Forgot to mention earlier, since we did get that donation, every time a donation comes in during this run, I will be playing the Mos Eisley Cantina theme on my laptop. We got only 10 seconds though, so if you want to hear the full thing, you got to keep donating for it. So
We did just get a $10 donation from Red Supernova saying, this Star Wars speedrunner looks like my friend Frandl. Wanted to donate in his honor. Hi, Jish. Love you both. Haha, okay, bye.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jack. Love you too.
That's great.
okay, there was 20 seconds.
All right.
And no more. You must donate more.
Republic credits are no good out here. We need something more.
Excellent. we'll take a slight detour to shoot some enemies while I'm flying around.
In the 100% run, there are quite a few detours that we need to take in order to fulfill all the requirements. Obviously, when we're in terms of the things you need for the gold medal, the time limit requirement isn't much of an issue for routing, but in terms of getting the accuracy requirement, especially the enemies destroyed requirement, we need to be going all around the map and collecting everything.
Yep. It's definitely the one major thing that makes this game slower than the 80%, especially if you consider they added on 3 levels at the end.
Also true.
So yeah, here's the infamous AT-AT takedowns from this game. They're infamous because when you're a kid, it's probably really difficult. And when you're a speedrunner, sometimes the camera decides that you are not worthy and will make your ship leave frame and you're left to guess where you are. But it looks merciful now. Oh, I was a little close. I can very easily die by crashing into these legs, but I obviously want to take it down as fast as I can.
Yeah, the camera gods were merciful that time,
yes.
but they are not always.
Yes. And so, after flying all the way to the tech center and then shooting down the bombers and flying all the way back to the city, we will now fly all the way back to the tech center.
As we do on Corellia.
Yes. I am holding off doing the last couple of things I need to do on this level because there's a short section of just waiting for a shuttle to recover Crix Medine, and then I will go and destroy some more enemies. And also an important thing to do on certain levels where there are power-ups is to go and collect them because they are required for the gold medal.
We have a $5 donation from Neuron. Maybe if I donate more money, then Hoth will play better.
Thank you very much, Neuron. Lovely. Another 10 seconds. And would you believe how merciful the camera gods have been today?
Yeah. It usually ends up being a bigger problem on a map like Hoth, where the walls of the level creep up the sides a lot closer to the AT-AT walkers.
Yep. Oh, Hoth. It's really quite far away, actually. Oh,
I thought we were here the whole time. Minnesota feels like Hoth.
Oh, yeah. The roads were just lovely on the way here. Alright, so here we're just... Well, I am shooting down these TIE interceptors to protect the shuttle, but we are going to wait for the shuttle to go about its business. Oh my goodness, accuracy. Gonna wait for the shuttle to go about its business, and then we're gonna do some fancy flying as I try desperately to get that power up. The snow speeder is very odd. Oh my goodness, I hit a building. Okay, no big deal. We're literally won't lose any time, but I still need to get the power up. The snow speeder cannot fly at a steep enough down angle in some cases to get this power up. Oh my goodness, that's a bad angle too. This is definitely something that I do not do often and die going for this power up. Should get it here.
That's it.
There we go.
Sir, we found some advanced proton torpedoes.
So, I should be good now to end the level whenever the shuttle decides, but I'll take out the last few stormtroopers because I can.
We have another $25 donation from the original Xbox saying, "Dance, Pepsi Man, dance."
Thanks, road group. I'm clear.
I'm enjoying these steel drums. I had to cut them out.
Thank you. Thank you, Pepsi Man.
Anytime.
We also got another gold medal, so we're
Yes.
chugging right along.
Anyway, Pepsi Man is a big supporter of the Rebel Alliance.
Also, not sure when we got it, but we got a $5 donation towards throwing Kirby.
Oh.
Accelerate to attack speed. I'm hit.
What?
So we have an incentive where runners can get a Kirby thrown at them.
Oh.
A Kirby plushie to block off their head.
Oh, well, I'll let you
Anyway.
show me how it's done.
Okay.
I think that may be the best donation incentive I've ever seen.
Good work.
Right.
One down. Let's keep up the good work.
Ooh, that ATPT really didn't like me. He had a beat on me. Oh, right. So the objective here on Gerard V is we're just defending a few Y-wings while they go about their business. I don't know what they do because I fly an X-wing, so while in the X-wing, every other ship is just some deep esoteric knowledge.
I see that reference.
They're all doing their own thing.
Right. Oh my goodness, he definitely had a beat on me.
I've lost R2.
I am one hit from death, but
R2, no.
yeah, R2 no.
Yeah. You'll always know that Luke is one hit from being shot down whenever he says that R2's gone.
Yeah, so here again is another level where in the second segment I'll need to try and destroy enough TIE interceptors before the level ends automatically. And it's a little bit harrowing. These TIE interceptors are absolutely brutal and not fair. They are allowed to phase through buildings, which you are not allowed to, and they have been known to, on occasion, ram the Earth when you're about to get a bead on them to prevent you from getting the shoot down.
I'm clear. I'm hit.
Yeah, it's almost like they know what your objective is here. But the notable thing about this squad of TIE interceptors is that they are led by a character named Kessel, who is eventually going to get recruited to our team Fire Emblem style, and we are going to use her knowledge to take out some more important Imperial bases.
Nice shot.
Nice job.
Yay. Yeah, so I'm clearing out another group of enemies just to give the Y-Wings cover, and then we'll go to the dreaded TIE fighters. And they also, due to the nature of the TIE Interceptor, can also make tighter turns than you usually. So if you see me missing my shots enough on one, I'll end up just leaving him be and going for a different target.
Is there usually a best plan for each mission, or?
Yes, there is a best plane for each mission, and it's the same one. The viewing in this game, once you collect a certain power-up, has access to cluster seeker missiles, which fire out 6 homing missiles that cannot miss very easily. And so generally you just get as many enemies as you can onto your screen, fire off a missile, and kiss them all goodbye. And so in terms of best vehicles for each mission, it's got to be the viewing.
Okay.
Yeah. For reference, we took a little while to beat Mos Eisley. But with the V-Wing, if you're going for the any % run, you can fire just a few cluster bombs, even having a sequence break where you fire the cluster bomb at the perfect time so that you take out the TIE bombers during the cutscene, and you can complete the level in just over 30 seconds.
Dang.
Yeah, so another gold medal there. I was a little close. I felt like I was a little light on my TIE fighter takedowns, but I was 34 over 33, so all good.
Nice.
Private channel, sir.
So
Go ahead.
here we are on Jade Moon under the guidance of Kessel to destroy an Imperial base. Good. Yeah, so one of the power-ups you do collect in this game is advanced lasers. So in the case where you get a sense of your time to kill on each type of enemy with the advanced lasers, and then it throws you off while you don't have them. So you may notice a few times I need to land a few extra shots on a target. In terms of Jade Moon's gold medal, I actually do need to destroy every single enemy on the level, so I am going to be flying all over the place. And there is also a rare occurrence where I can get a very wonky spawn that'll teleport me halfway across the map. And I will need to retrace my steps to ensure that I get my gold medal. But
Do we have time for a donation?
absolutely.
Go for it.
We have another $5 donation from Red Supernova saying, I didn't know this was a thing. Now I know. I don't want that limp noodle throwing Kirby. Now is no time for mercy. Jish, pelt him.
Am I going with the Kirby again? Or
I guess you get the Kirby this time.
I get the Kirby this time. Alright.
ready to be pelted.
Did Skywalker make that shot?
There is some fury behind that one. I think he might be a little angry I dragged him out here.
Okay, Rose, we're not done here. Let's clean up the remaining Imperials and go home.
Put Kirby back.
Yeah, I got the very wonky spawn, unfortunately. So I will. Oh, but I think I also need to go. Yeah, that's the dicey part about Jade Moon is that it is an escort mission, and now I need to retrace my steps. But I also really need to get back and defend my ground units to prevent myself from not getting a gold medal. Oh, I hit the camera button. Sorry.
There's a reason why we try to stay in first person in this game.
Yes. Rogue Squadron. When I have some downtime, I'll show. Oh, I was very slow. Can I save him? I think I saved him. Okay.
Because we need to go all the way around the level collecting stuff, we're often neglecting our duties, defending people that we're supposed to be defending. Since often the times when we're supposed to be defending people are also the times when the level just sort of plays itself.
Yeah, I crashed into a man there. Very unfortunate. Slight time loss, but it is what it is. Well, it'll always be just a few seconds lost if I die, but dying 3 times will end the level, so generally try and avoid that at all costs. Nice. I'm glad I got him. There we go.
Nice.
Okay, good. I'm
All right.
glad. Yeah, if you want to put yourself in my shoes, I just get an immense amount of relief when I see that gold medal appear on screen.
Yeah.
So here is Imperial Construction Yards, abbreviated to ICY. ICY is notable for a really cool skip that I am confident I can pull off in Marathon, and a level notorious for crashing when trying to load the end cutscene. So we will try and get one of those and avoid the other. Initially, I need to destroy these scanners before I get too close. So you notice I brake to fire off a salvo of lasers.
And speaking of skips, you have a skip named after yourself in this game.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
it is maybe erroneously named after me because it is just a variation on another skip. But I will now clip through this canyon wall, or I won't because I got a bad angle. That's okay. Let's try it again. Yeah, this is still not a great angle. Yeah, I didn't think so. But I mean, you know, in Marathon, what can you do? Just because of that and the way I respawned, I'll just ignore it. It's not that big of a deal.
Good job, Rogue. They're blind.
We'll have other
Now,
chances
take
to
out
give
those
some luxury
factories.
a try.
Yes. Well, maybe harder. The snow speeder's mechanics of how it is just an air speeder make it very easy to do that trick if you are a little bit less bad. I'm going to actually try and focus here. I need to do some counting in my head. Pick up this power up.
Sir, we found some advanced bombs.
If you do want to read off a donation, I think that's okay. Oh my goodness. I don't think that missile turret liked me very much. He decided that it was my time to depart this mortal coil. And that is actually my second death on this level, so I'll try and exercise some caution from here on out.
Well, we do have a donation right now. We have...
Only in Marathon.
Yep.
All happens. Yep.
I collided with some collision that was not very well visually matched up with the building.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
How about I read donation quick then?
Do it.
We got a $100 donation from Granter Lanson that says, "Way to go, Alex. Thank you so much for that $100 donation. For that large amount, we're going to play 30 seconds."
I think it's well deserved. Thank you so much, Grant.
Form up. We're getting a little close to those scanners.
Don't worry, I'm ready for gifts of this to be made. It's right here.
Visual scanning.
Wow, that's great.
I want this to be the either follow or sub notification on your stream.
Oh, I definitely can make that happen. And another thing we're gonna make happen is getting the canyon clip this time.
There we go. You get another shot.
Yeah, I get another shot. It was all planned out.
Yeah.
Nope, unfortunate.
The main reason why we're doing a bit less talking towards the ends of ICY is because even though it looks like Hoth's just sort of spraying blaster fire everywhere,
By failing that clip, I ended up dying in the wrong cell, and it respawned me in the cell too close to the scanner, and I got detected.
Remember, take out those
Let's
scanners first.
not do anything fancy this time.
Form up.
Did that say that I only had one ship left? I think it might have, because I technically got a game over after dying
Getting a
once.
little
Okay,
close to those
yeah.
scanners.
Let's no, not get too ahead of ourselves here. But I'm not too worried. After submitting this run, I managed to shave off quite a few minutes, so the estimate's actually a little bit higher than what I anticipate we'll be getting. Hopefully.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed for escaping ICY unscathed. It would be very funny if I, after struggling so much to get through the level, ended up getting the game to crash afterwards. That would be quite comical, honestly.
Good job, rogues. They're blind. Now, take out those factories.
So, because of the weird, almost arcadey style of lives in this game, I actually am only on one life right now, meaning that dying again will end the level. If I had realized it a little bit sooner, I may have gone back to the main menu to try and reset it. We'll just play our cards right and move on to greener pastures. Avoiding these missiles is what... Not avoiding these missiles is what killed me last time, but I think we're in the clear now. I'm going to recover this power-up.
I'd like to point out that this game is pretty tough, too. Like, playing this game casually, I just do a loop-to-loop and crash into the mountain and, like, can get 10% accuracy, maybe. And then Hoth every time is getting, like, 50% accuracy, and, like, it's just really, really good.
I need to avoid this building so I don't hit that collision again.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that most of the craft in this game are not quite as maneuverable as you would expect out of your standard arcade shooter, something like a Star Fox, and that limits your ability to have really accurate firing by a lot. Not to mention the fact that your lasers just move so slow in this game, so you have to lead your targets quite a bit unless you're just shooting at stationary ones.
Yeah, so I'm gonna... Oh goodness, those TIE fighters really got a number on me. I didn't expect them to do that. I'm a little low on health, but not that bad. Yeah, I really am just taking this really slow. Just in the desire to not waste any more time here.
Yeah, that's all good.
That was good. Only just a little bit more dangerous enemies in the last area. I'll try not to get shot down. The AT-AT is an absolute demon with his main gun if you're flying at him head-on. You'll notice that salvo of bullets nearly just completely taking me out. And then also 2 missile turrets here. And a TIE fighter that landed a few more shots on me too. We're mostly safe, but it's still very nerve-wracking to be in this position. I see a little bit of a texture issues there.
It's a Nintendo 64 game,
Yeah.
so... Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, if any of those guys hit me, that was it. They were merciful today. Shooting at those stormtroopers can be a great way to increase my enemies destroyed without spending too much time firing at one building that's got a lot of health. I think we're safe to end the level. There's a really stringent enemies destroyed requirement here. I think we hit it. Okay.
That's nice.
Wow, I would have been peak embarrassment had I not gotten the gold medal there. But we're back on track. We're moving along.
And we didn't crash either.
Yeah, that's true.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm very glad. There is a very cool canyon clip for the start of Kile 2, and also our first opportunity to see the Y-Wing in action. Oh my gosh, that's the Rogue Squadron camera there.
The thing about the Y-Wing is that we have to switch the camera modes occasionally in order to aim our bombs. So we can't just stay in first person where it's safe like we can on a lot of other vehicles.
where it's safe. That's an excellent way of describing the camera in this game. I mean, yeah, you'll notice that when I tried to switch to third person, it brought my camera to the start of the level and then like traced my flight path to where I was. So why I was shooting my main gun, which is just the worst thing in this level, is because I do need to get some accuracy to make sure I hit the accuracy requirements. So some enemies will be destroyed by the main gun, and the others will be by the bombs. There was, at the start of the level, a death warp that involves shooting yourself down and then having the crash animation pull you to this location where I'm at now, but it's kind of hard to hit, and I'd rather not tinker with it. So now I'm gonna drop bombs all over. I will tilt my camera to the left to see where my bomb indicator is. There is a cutscene skip on this level that is pretty reliable to pull off, that I hope I will be able to do. As well as a secondary death warp that doesn't necessarily save time. It's just all how you decide to take the level, and I decide to take it to avoid pulling off a slightly difficult clip in the style of the one that I was trying to do on ICY. Now that I'm out of bombs, I can swap back to first person mode and feel safe.
But eventually we are going to purposely die in order to get the bombs back, because the primary fire on the Y-Wing is just so awful.
Alright, let's see if we can pull off this death warp here. So I'm gonna fly into this canyon wall and try and destroy myself in such a way that it carries me to where I need to go and respawns me in the proper cell. Unfortunate. But I did need to crash eventually, so at least going for something that could potentially save us some time is going to be a better way than just hitting the ground. So we'll fly normally to our location. It's really not a huge time save, but it's nice to be able to try and pull off one of the tricks. So yeah, the cutscene that I'm skipping actually provides a little bit of lore detail for the game.
Yeah.
In which Wedge ends up getting shot down, and the next few levels involve his rescue on this planet of Kessel, which is well known for Star Wars fanatics out there.
Didn't even scratch me.
Yeah, so the cutscene skip involves I left one building alive over there, and then I'm going to destroy a certain number of buildings in this area. And then magically it just will skip the cutscene.
It's magic.
Yeah, it's magic. Oh, I may have just contributed to one of my allies getting shot down.
Uh-oh.
Which usually, I'd say 9 times out of 10 does not affect. Oh, goodness. I have a very angry TIE interceptor on my tail. But I think I was able to get the cutscene skip. We're good.
Yeah.
And a gold
Nice.
medal. Yeah.
Excellent.
Very excellent. Yeah, so you could see there for a split second before I advanced forward that the accuracy requirement on Kile 2 is actually 60%, and it's only going to get higher. So, well, we're here on Kessel. I don't know if we wanted to give a little bit more lore information about Kessel.
Story
Yeah.
time.
So, the thing about Kessel is that Kessel is a prison colony, which is why the Imperials want to take wedge here. And throughout the Star Wars, even in the main films, it is mentioned occasionally that there is a certain very lucrative business called mining spice. Now, based on the name Spice, you may immediately assume that we're not dealing with your standard varieties, we're dealing with drugs. Specifically some hallucinogenic drugs, and the ones on Kessel occasionally have very powerful effects. On Kessel, there is a type of spice that can be mined that is called glitter stim. And the reason why it's called glitter stim is because it's photosensitive, and if it's exposed to light, it stops working. So they have to mine it in the dark. And they also have to mine it in the dark because it's processed by using the silk, the webs of energy spiders.
So just like the Spice Girls.
Precisely.
Yes. These energy spiders don't like feed off of metachlorians of the force or anything. No, they feed off literal energy. Like if you shoot them with a blaster, they will just absorb it into their bodies. So we need to get to Wedge for something terrible, like sending him deep into the mine so that he can trip on spider juice and get the energy sucked out of him.
Which also
Very bad
happens. Also happens in listening to the Spice Girls.
These ATSTs are very aggressive
Very.
and shooting me a lot. It seems like they're almost like those creepy paintings where like if you fly past one and turn around, it'll have like spun around to face you so it can resume firing. But took them out pretty effectively, so we'll end the level here. Unless I get shot down.
Aww. Happens.
Yeah, I mean, as always, it's just a few seconds lost of the respawn animation, and then I'll end the level right away as soon as I'm back.
So these blue lasers are the X-Wing's ion cannon, and we have to hit this thing with the ion cannon, because if we blow this up, we blow up Wedge. So we're going to try to not do that.
Yeah, I don't think I want to blow up Wedge. Especially considering Gooby already made the comparison that you guys are my rogue squadron.
Well, you're going to have to eventually be Wedge anyway, so.
That's true, yeah. We can't create a time paradox. That would be a catastrophe. So another excellent gold medal I'm very pleased with.
I don't know. If any game's going to randomly create a time paradox out of nowhere.
It'd be an N64 Star Wars game.
Yep.
So here we are on Prisons of Kessel. It's sort of an escort mission, but a lot of it depends on destroying certain enemies. Kirk Smadine is heading the rescue operation, and he gets a little nervous if there's TIE fighters in the air, but only if they're flying in groups of 3. And he doesn't care about solo TIE fighters or TIE interceptors at all, or turrets or walkers or anything else really. Only groups of 3 TIE fighters. So Crix will ask you to take down these TIE fighters before he'll decide to rescue anyone. And I took a little detour to destroy the shield generator, which did skip a cutscene by destroying it before the cutscene played.
We're receiving the data from your R2.
Oof, those guys
We're on our way.
a little close to me. Yeah, so
I'm clear.
yeah, and then you hear him say that he's clear, even despite the amount of turbo lasers and another TIE fighter flying around. Yeah, so Prisons of Kessel is actually very difficult to get a gold medal on in casual play because of some weird decision to have destroyable buildings spawn groups of enemies, and it's required that you destroy both the buildings and the enemies that spawn from it for the gold medal. And so there's so many posts online of how do you get the gold medal on Prisons of Kessel? Patience is how you get the gold medal.
Which is not something we have time for in a speedrun.
Absolutely not. But I know I have the wisdom to not destroy the specific buildings. We'll also recover the power-up. Don't want to forget that.
Sir, we found some seeker missiles.
The seeker missiles are going to come in very handy indeed.
Yes.
Little did they know the secret missiles were actually the newest Spice Girls album.
Hey, wait. That's a great album name. I gotta say, the Seeker Missiles. Yeah, the next level after this, I believe, is Taloran, if my memory's not failing me. And Taloran's a nasty little level. It's very deadly, has a very high accuracy requirement, and a very high enemies destroyed requirement that involves lots of shooting down fighters. And the Seeker missiles that I just acquired are really going to make a difference when it comes to shooting down those fighters without ruining my accuracy. Because it's the return of our old friend, the A-Wing, as well, and his auto-aim is very eager. Yeah, I've been getting used to pulling off these jerking motions with my craft to avoid the laser fire. I fire off a salvo and then just get out of there as fast as I can, just to avoid as much damage as possible.
It's also true that one of the main optimizations of this game is just getting the perfect line so that you can boost straight forward.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of optimization in this game just involves just being able to clear things. Like, you notice if I don't really make a big note of it, but like sometimes I misjudge how many lasers to destroy a specific target. You notice me doing a little loop-to-loop, and that generally not the most ideal thing, because obviously you want to get it all in one go.
But even at the same time, waiting to see if it gets destroyed is also going to lose some time.
Yeah. And like, I mean, in a perfect world, you know, you'd be able to do everything without ever hitting your brakes.
We do have a donation if it's a good time to read it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got a anonymous $5 donation. It says, a shield generator is just an emotional wall used to keep us apart. Keep all the shields down and embrace love.
Anonymous is my new favorite person of all time. I don't know if anyone noticed there, but that X-Wing took a pot shot at me as I was flying by.
Oh, snap.
Wedge just giving you a love tap.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Can't let you get complacent.
Right.
Wedge actually really doesn't trust Kaysen more, so maybe he's just trying to keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Keep me on the eye out for treachery.
Yeah, trust no one.
Yeah, Prisons of Kessel is a little bit of a longer mission, but we've been doing it pretty fast, so I'm quite pleased with our progress. I would absolutely hate to be able to see the timer right now. I don't want to be cognizant of just how long it took me to struggle through ICY. But other than that, it's been an excellent run. Getting all these gold medals is like just very, very morale boosting.
Well, I'll tell you this. You're not sitting at 15 minutes and you're not sitting at 15 hours.
Nice.
You can guess in between those.
Ooh.
15 seconds.
There are some enemies on the outskirts of this level that I never found a good time to destroy, but maybe I can fly around and take them out just as this rescue is concluding. Actually, I think I need to go. There might be another group of TIE fighters. Crix is very afraid right now. I gotta help him out.
Well, that was only a group of 2. So
No, actually, I caught it on my camera just as I flew over. One of them crashed into Crix's ship.
Oh, okay. So he's solving his own problems.
Yes. I can respect that, you know? Don't let anything keep you down. I just heard another TIE fighter go down. I don't know. Maybe a wingman took him out?
Your wingmen are occasionally useful in this game. The only problem is that sometimes they will take out targets that are necessary for you to get your goal.
Yeah.
So in the 100% run, they often end up being more harm than help.
Yeah. More often, but occasionally. Just enough to, you know, keep them around. It gets really bad later. I'll have wonderful stories to tell about Wedge Antilles and the B-16 Skyhopper. Or is it the T-16? Nah, whatever.
We'll find out when we get there.
Yes. So yeah, like I mentioned, I'm gonna go. I think there's a few probe droids that slip through my grasp. And I'm fairly certain that I'm well within the 100% requirement for enemies destroyed, but
We're all done here.
safety is important.
Especially when you get to a longer level like this one.
Yes. I can't wait for advanced lasers, I tell you, these ATSTs. Not going down. A few TIE interceptors I missed too. They fly around in a patrol around the level, so not entirely unlikely that you just never see them pass you by.
You gotta figure out that's 100% all vehicles run. Then you don't have to deal with them ever again.
Yeah. An interesting little tidbit. Oh, let's see. Yes, we got our gold. An interesting tidbit is there is a category of this game, 100% any vehicle, which could be comparable to a New Game Plus. It just involves having all the vehicles unlocked and all the upgrades for all the vehicles, so you can just choose whichever one fits you best. And that category isn't run by a whole lot of people. And I happen to get a good enough run of 100% that technically 100% follows all the rules required for 100% any vehicle. So I currently hold 2 world records in 2 different categories with the same exact run, which I think is just really funny.
We have another $5 donation from Anonymous saying shoutouts to VGMCon for graciously hosting us this marathon, and shoutouts to the Midwest Speed Crew for being the best group of speedrunners out there.
Oh, awesome. Very nice.
So one of the things that makes this mission a little bit tricky, especially for people who don't listen too much to the briefings, aka me, is that you have to only destroy very specific buildings on this level. Because if you just go around destroying everything willy-nilly, you're going to hit some things that are not Imperial property, which makes the game very upset.
Yeah, so I took a weird angle and wasn't able to land my shots on one of the Imperial canisters and had to fly off and shake my head grumpily.
But fortunately, the Imperial canisters all have these nice Imperial symbols on them.
Yes.
Making it very obvious which ones we need to shoot.
You'll notice, oh goodness. You'll notice too, my auto aim was really coming into effect when destroying that last group of canisters, and I ended up aiming completely nowhere near where I wanted to shoot, but it worked out. Right, so yeah, Taloran's accuracy is so stringent that you'll notice me flying right up on these TIE fighters just to absolutely make sure I don't miss. It's easy with these stationary targets, believe me, but
Excellent work. There's a lot of Imperial activity up here.
I feel like I'm just a little bit short on my TIE fighter destruction quota, but I'm now out of Seeker missiles. Oh, also another thing about this level and protecting the civilians is if a Imperial turret destroys a civilian canister, it counts as you having destroyed the civilian canister. And they do not. Did anyone else just see that TIE fighter get taken out by an Imperial turbo laser? That was funny.
Does that count as your kills too? No.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Excellent
I'm quite low.
work.
A-Wing shields are very bad, as we previously discovered. Oh my, see this auto-aim? I tell ya. The game knows I'm trying to go fast right now.
Fast and precise.
And that's unfortunate, because that death animation might carry me to an unideal place. We'll see which cell it decides to respawn me in. Okay, yeah. We got brought back to the start of the level, but now with the level indicator, I can sort of cut a diagonal, I don't know, Pythagorean theorem, my way to the end location. But I need to remember to pick up a power-up that is going to require some fancy flying to get into the city and into its buildings.
This reminds me of Bespin. My squadron scouted it once for a possible Imperial takeover. Too small, though. Here's something. Advanced laser.
That's very normal to not be able to weave your way out, but the level's almost over, so the death is not going to cause too many problems. All that's left is that's nerve-wracking, is just really seeing if our accuracy was good enough and if our enemies destroyed was high enough.
The blue ones are civilians. Let's check our fire.
Here we go. I think the game just crashed. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Do you guys, what do you think? Should I just replay the level, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if it's saved and whatnot and go from there.
No,
yeah.
it's definitely not going to have saved it.
Okay. Yeah, play the level then.
Okay. If it does crash again, I have a file we can use.
Okay.
Yeah, that it really just happens with old games like this. Taloran isn't the worst candidate, I'd say, but I'm really just not surprised.
Should I unpause it right now?
Oh yes, sorry, I'm so sorry.
All right, yeah, no problem.
At least very quick to get back into things. I'm not sure if the game saved my... I think it may have actually saved... I picked up the advanced lasers finally, which are going to make my life a little bit easier. And I think the game might have saved when I picked them up. I will need to get them again because just the requirement is having collected the power-up within the level.
In order to get the gold medal.
Yes, yes. Exactly. You'll notice too, just at the end of the level before it crashed, Luke said the first line for having destroyed civilian canisters, so I was very good at keeping them alive.
We do have another $5 donation.
Absolutely.
From Anonymous saying, you don't need shields to make friends, just like you don't need droids to make shields.
I really appreciate it, Anonymous. I'm so glad that we have that. Just every donation is made so much sweeter by the sultry sounds of Mos Eisley Cantina. Didn't quite nail that one. Oh, I think my wingmen took out that turret. I made a loop to account for it, but it was already destroyed.
We have another $5 donation, this time from Epically Tossed, saying, I don't have a lot of money, but let's go hard. Love from the CSGO team at the U of M.
Thank
if I
you.
knew this was happening, I would have submitted Octodad DC, which I hadn't run in a few years. I see someone's running that, so I'll put my donation towards it.
That's really cool, actually. Thank you, Jeremy.
Excellent work.
Lovely, absolutely lovely.
There's a lot of Imperial activity up here.
So I guess since we're going through this level a second time, it's enough downtime for us to read off the crawl for the third section of this game, because now that we have Wedge back, we're approaching a new threat that's going to carry us until pretty much the end of the campaign here. So I'm going to read the crawl for Chapter 3 now. With the rescue of Wedge and Telly's Rogue Squadron at full strength, the Rebel Alliance turns its attention to a new Imperial threat, Mos Eisley. Preparing to capture Thyfera with its precious supply of healing Bacta, Serran is now consolidating his power for a massive attack. The success could very well break the fledgling rebellion and surely doom the galaxy to Imperial rule. Luke Skywalker and Rogue Squadron are assigned to disrupt his operations with swift hit-and-run missions against key targets, such as the Imperial mining operation near Taloran. Because we're mining things on a gas giant, I guess.
Yeah. Star Wars is cool.
Yeah.
Well, as we've already discussed, mining doesn't exactly mean mining in this universe necessarily. So we don't know what they're mining.
Approaching the end of the level. Okay,
You gotta stop saying that, man.
Yeah.
Jinx.
We'll avoid any major catastrophes because I managed to crash onto the platform. And we will hope for a gold medal. And not a crash. Nay, okay, we didn't crash. And we got a gold.
There it is.
There we go. Back on track. 70% accuracy requirement on Taloran. It's brutal. And it'll get a little bit easier on Fest, but on after Fest we reach Sullust, which has a absolutely nasty, I think it's either 75 or 80% accuracy requirement.
Rogue 7 standing by.
Yeah.
Rogue 8 standing
So
by.
in casual play,
Rogue 9
Fest
standing
is
by.
known as very difficult. In fact, the wiki page for this level simply describes it as infamously difficult. Because we have to protect a very fragile group of ATPTs that have been taken over by Rebel Special Forces before they die to people like this AT-AT here, which we are going to lasso up.
And lasso the AT-AT.
Rebel intruders, by order of Mos Eisley, you are in restricted airspace. Surrender immediately. Mos Eisley, I'm hit.
The stormtroopers are doing a number on me, but I'm not too worried.
Cable out, let her go.
I like that the developers are so kind to put Minnesota in the game.
Yes, truly. But although this isn't Hoth, it's really similar to Hoth. Yeah.
It's
Trust
just
us.
salt, right?
Yeah, it's just. I'm very glad they could find a way to fit that into the run.
It's our salty tears from all the time lost on Taloran.
Yes, and also I see why.
Yes.
Lest we forget. The thing about running Rogue Squadron is you need to be humble, because the game has a mind of its own. And just when you think you know everything, it's gonna throw you something new. And that's really the magic of these really old LucasArts games. I can't really overstate how much just this game means to me. From my youth, in my parents' house we didn't really have a computer or video games. But my grandparents had a computer with a collection of CDs, and I would spend a lot of time with them during the day before, when I didn't have school, during the summers of my youth. And I'd play Rogue Squadron. And it really took me until recently when I realized the game was available on Steam to think about maybe speedrunning the game of my childhood. And honestly, the fact that I've come this far to pick up the world record in the 100% category and be admitted to the illustrious Midwinter SpeedSprinter, it's all very special. So huge shout out to these guys behind me and in front of me who are running things.
And speaking of the people who run this game too, also special shout outs to BMAC Attack 64 and Dr. Yoshiyahu, who are the boss of this game on speedrun.com. And both hold world records of their own on Nintendo 64 and PC respectively. They've done a lot of research for this game, and it made Hoth's trip to getting this world record a lot easier. So shouts to them.
Absolutely, and they're really cool guys too, which is just great. If anyone ever has any interest, I'm sure that they would love to talk to you guys about this game in the community Discord, which I would not know an easy way of linking it, but
You can get there from the speedrun.com page.
there you go. So yeah, Fest is an escort mission, so I'm not really having a whole lot to speed things up, but destroying all the enemies that can possibly threaten the ATPTs and then going about my remaining business is going to be the name of the game right now.
I'm on it.
We have a $19 donation from the original Xbox. No comment.
The song's almost done.
Nice to lighten the mood on such a desolate planet like Fest.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I may have taken a little bit of a risk leaving the ATPTs undefended, but I'm fairly sure I destroyed everything that could possibly threaten them. They're like little children; they must be protected. I am currently on 1 health, or maybe just a little bit over, based on the fact that my ship icon was so red before I got hit. It's really weird. The health starts at green and then blue when you upgrade the shields, and then it goes down to yellow, and then it hits a sort of a red color before going back to yellow. Can't really work that out.
Yeah.
So you may. I honestly do find myself surprised occasionally. It was like, oh, I guess I was really low and didn't know. Such is the way of Rogue Squadron. But we're coming up on the end of Fest here. And really, we're kind of in the late game now. The levels are going to get harder
Excellent work.
and more fun, honestly. Not that the whole game isn't fun, because I mean, I definitely would not be running it if I didn't think from start to finish it was really just great, except when it crashes. But don't tell the game I said that.
Yeah, we have been, even though we've had some cases where we've had time loss due to crashes and due to crashing the ships, we really haven't had any cases where we're really pumped up and then we get something like a silver.
Yes.
So, but that may eventually happen as our accuracy requirements get more stringent and this game just becomes harder generally.
Yep. Very true. So Chandrilla is an escort mission for the first bit, and then I'll need to destroy a few things.
So Chandrilla is the home planet of Moff Sirden, and his big plan is that he wants to attack the planet of Thyfera, which is notable in the Star Wars universe for the fact that it contains almost the entire supply of Bacta, which is miracle juice that heals people. It's seen most notably in Star Wars Episode 5, when Luke is gets trapped by the Wampa and mauled and left out and freezes for hours. But he gets healed up just fine by the Bacta tank, so it's understandably very valuable. And Moff Sirden wants to cut off the Rebel supply of it so that they don't have it anymore, which we're going to try to shut him down by invading planets in his sector. And Chandrilla is the capital of Sector 3, which is where he is Moff of, with Moffs basically just being regional governors in the Imperial system.
You may recall Grand Moff Tarkin from Episode 4. Just a title.
Oh, that one guy.
One guy. Yep. I never mentioned it earlier, but even the unassuming Imperial probe droid is actually a master of deception, because they never look like they're moving, but they're actually just slightly weaving back and forth to dodge you. Did I lose a segment of the train? Oh no, it just wasn't rendering properly. I was a little too close to it.
It's actually true that most of the fighters in this game have these very wonky flight patterns where they'll sort of shake around a bit. And you can see it as you get very close to some of them, but the probe droids in particular are always doing that.
Rebel scum, this is Mos Eisley. Your resistance is useless. As you can see, I have blockaded the city, and Chandrilla is now mine. You will surrender, or I will shoot you all down.
You will surrender. Because I am Mos Eisley.
He's very superior. I think that, honestly, I think starting a sentence with Rebel Scum and then stating your name is a great power move.
Press 1 if you agree.
Truly. So I'm going to actually avoid the objective here, just in a routing sort of situation where I need to destroy this lone little ATST to get the power up for this level.
Sir, we found some advanced bombs.
Now, one thing I definitely don't have an explanation for is why there are 2 advanced bombs, and they're both just called advanced bombs.
But we have to get them both because
Yes.
100%.
I mean, we could have just, you know, you could have been super advanced bombs,
Yeah.
really advanced bombs.
Well,
Hyper
Once you've
mega
had advanced bombs for long enough, they just become bombs. So then you find more
Oh,
advanced
yeah.
bombs, and those become the advanced bombs.
That's
points.
true. I never thought of it that way.
We're just going through it too fast, dude.
The game
It's your
can't-
fault. You need to
Yeah,
stop.
the game can't
Slow
keep
down.
up.
Oh, there's a lot of things that the game can't keep up with. Shout out to Taloran.
Yeah. Yeah, we're closing in on the end of Chandrilla. I think my accuracy's been pretty great. I mean, barring that one little TIE interceptor that dodged a few shots, I wasn't really spraying on all over the place, so I'm fairly confident in the gold medal because the enemies destroyed will end up being identical to any percent.
Because we just got to defend the
Correct objectives regardless.
Yep.
So now we get to see the scenic views.
Yes, of N64 Chandrilla.
Oh, yes.
It's actually listed as one of the most beautiful places in the galaxy.
Hmm.
And the city does look rather pristine. The architecture is a bit geometric.
That's
That comes with the territory.
yeah, it's a good way to describe it. A gentle way of discussing.
Looks a little blockier than I thought it'd be in the pictures.
You bring a camera to Chandrilla, take a picture, and it turns out beautiful, but just
Commander, we have
the image coming into your eyes is all not what's coming on the camera.
It's just like, I don't...
Gold medal.
That's a gold on Chandrilla.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really. Wow, I didn't realize the accuracy was that gentle of 20%.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place towards the end of the game. Some of the levels have it as high as 70, and then some of them just drop off super low.
Well, we'll see just how high our accuracy needs to be for Celeste. So, yeah, I'll be swapping a little bit between first and third person here for the bombs, and also because the accuracy is so high, and there's a part where you can't use your bombs to destroy a required objective, you'll notice me almost wasting time shooting things with my blasters just to be absolutely safe. So, like, notably, these shield capacitors, this would be so much faster if I just turned on the thrust and bombed it, but I must be careful. Oof. And the missiles on this map there's so many missile turrets in there, they're relentless. But interestingly enough, according to, wow, I'm already on very low health. According to the N64 runners, PC's Celeste missiles are actually gentler than on N64, where they'll lock onto you and follow you from across the map.
Yeah, despite that, in a craft as slow as the Y-Wing, they can still bring troublesome.
Yes. Thankfully, the Y-Wing is very sturdy.
Yes.
And the advanced shields we got earlier already.
So up until very recently, this level was thought to be uncompletable with the Snowspeeder because of the fact that the Snowspeeder's flight ceiling is low enough that it makes aiming up towards the reactor that we're about to destroy, or the capacitor, sorry, that we're about to destroy in this level, pretty much impossible. But we managed to do some research yesterday, and Hoth actually did it himself.
Yes. It was really almost solely, well, I mean, I helped, but solely due to my wingmates landing the final blow on the capacitor, marking the first and only time where they are absolutely useful or even crucial in this game. I think I'm fairly safe with my accuracy, and I'll explain further why I needed to make so many shots connect, that I'm just going to go ahead and bomb the remaining objectives. I would have felt safer if I destroyed those 2 turbo lasers, but I feel like doubling back is going to be a little bit presumptive of me. Right, so the capacitor, those little white cylinder rotating things need to be destroyed right now. But their hitboxes are very, very weird, where you can almost be certain that you're hitting them, but they won't take any damage. And so to prevent from that fact that I'm not hitting them affecting my accuracy too much, is why I spent so much time building up just a safe bank, essentially, of landed shots. Alright, looks like just 1 or 2 more bits left to go. And we'll hope for a gold medal. And we'll get it.
Nice.
Good. Nice work.
Gold split.
Yeah, 75% accuracy requirement there, and I had 82.
Yeah, even making the run really safe, it's still a close call.
So here's Círdan's revenge. This is his, as previously discussed, assault on Thyfera.
Yeah, the attack on Solist was really more of a diversion than anything else, so that he could get over here. And
Yes.
now we gotta interrupt his attack in progress.
And I don't know if you could really call it an attack on in progress, because there's all these Imperial emplacements here. I mean, sure, I mean, there's some logic in flying in and setting up a bunch of turrets for a presumed counter-assault, but I feel like then if he had done that, he would have had enough time to complete his objective and skedaddle.
Yeah.
An attack work in progress.
I don't know. It simultaneously feels like he's been here a long time, but hasn't been here very long at all.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just not very good at his job.
Maybe.
I think that very long-winded speech on Chandrilla might be compensating.
Oof, that was a nasty missile shot. That guy is a hero. Yeah, so I mean, man, Thyfera is really hard to protect everything you need to protect on. And not of just once have I ever lost a run to not saving enough back to containers. As well, there's certain times in the game where there are these TIE interceptors. You didn't get a good look at him, but he was the one who just took me down. These TIE interceptors that they notably don't follow a flight path. They hunt you. And in addition, they hunt you with murderous intent. They will fly head onto you, and they will fire as fast as they possibly can to absolutely ensure that you do not survive.
We have another donation, $10 from Anonymous, saying, "Hey Hoth, it's your boy. Just want to say I'm so proud of you, man. Get a good run on Beggar's Canyon for me." And we have a $5 donation from Boots saying, "Fantastic to see a world record runner on stream." Yeah. Congrats on breaking $400 and everything you have all done to get here. Shouts to Hoth and to Esoterics on the mic.
Thank you so much, you two.
Yes, thank you, Andy.
Yeah. Whoever Anonymous is, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Name dropping Beggar's Canyon does make me a little nervous.
So update on the Mos Eisley Cantina. We have officially finished the song with how many donations came in.
Yeah. Woo.
Let's go.
That's great.
All right, now we just got to make it through the 10-hour extended version.
There you go.
Actually, hopefully this run won't go on long enough that we're in risk of finishing the 10-hour version.
So yeah, that TIE Interceptor also will respawn. So he found me and he made short work of me again. Was not getting a missile lock there. We're very nearly done with this level. It does just sort of involve flying back and forth, trying to destroy every ground and air unit.
Just more difficult than it would be towards the beginning of the game.
Yes. Alright. Got another one coming in on me. Got him. I picked up the power-up, right? I think so.
Sound very convinced of that.
Yeah, I got it. I just checked its spawn
Good.
while I was trying to hunt these guys down. Alright. Ooh, here he comes again. Nice. Alright, so this is actually Moff Serran here, and we're going to have a boss fight in an arcade shooter.
Do you wish to surrender now, or can I destroy you?
Oh, I couldn't get the missile off. When you have seeker missiles, it actually becomes much more difficult to dumb fire now.
Too bad you didn't join the Empire.
And
I
it
could have
missed,
used a fight
unfortunately.
for your guild.
I don't know what's going to happen. I died at the same time as Serran. Oh, we won the level.
Oh!
What was it? Yeah, friendly saved. It's so hard to you got to protect everywhere at once. I'll just run back through Moff Serran's revenge. I have access to the other vehicles now, but I really don't. I mean, like, you know, you get used to playing the level on the X-wing. You don't want to swap it up on the fly, even if having the cluster missiles from the V-wing would be nice. So yeah, you can see just right at the start, this Skywalker instantly takes out a back to container. And that kind of just happens whenever you show up at a location. They're already firing away. But I'll just I'll do my best to save the Rebel Alliance. Well, technically I already saved them, but not enough to get a gold medal.
I think you just need a cool, refreshing Pepsi to do it.
I don't know, Pepsi Man.
Even there, I wasn't able to save that one. Oh man, I don't even know what just hit me. Maybe a stray missile. Did I pick up the power up?
Yeah, but as you probably noticed as we were killing Moff Serran, the fact that the most threatening thing about him is the fact that we might crash into him while we're trying to kill him.
Actually, no, I did not crash into him. You might have noticed when I was locking on with my homing missiles, they would end up missing Moff and spinning around behind or around him in big orbits.
Yeah.
I actually managed to collide with one of my orbiting missiles.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So I'm actually firing off all of my missiles right now because since I just lost R2, I'm going to be very low on health. Meaning that when I do eventually get shot down, I'll get my missiles back, and so I can use them to destroy more enemies.
Definitely seems like there's a lot of adaptation in this run.
Yeah,
Like
for
if
sure.
something happens, definitely gotta just what to do on the fly and figure it out.
Yeah. Definitely, like getting a very competitive time in this run does sort of involve just having the everything go perfectly. I really couldn't finish off that TIE Interceptor. I'm gonna just try and fly away from him to avoid him inflicting too much damage on me. Because he'll follow me, and so I can just do other things while he...
We're watching him make a beeline for you on the radar. Well, not anymore, but...
Oh, I really... I count... Again, sometimes just counting lasers is just another contribution to your hubris.
Sir, we found some cluster seeker
They just
missiles.
fire so fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, you just kind of get a sense.
I've lost R2.
I'm again on the probably get taken down once more by that TIE Interceptor. So, I mean, like, you can just notice, like, the difference in threat between the TIE Interceptors who have a set flight pattern and the one whose sole job is to destroy you. Like I said, sole job. But yeah, I mean, again, just dying. A few seconds. Oh, can't believe I missed. I think there's just one more TIE fighter. All right. So I saw a lot of back to containers go down, but I tried to fly as quickly as I could. We'll see how it goes. It's so hard to dumbfire missiles because you need to. There's a cooldown period after you try and lock on. Yeah, I got the missile to orbit again. It's quite frustrating. There he is.
There it is.
All right, let's see that gold.
There it
you
is.
go. Yeah, because of how disappointed I was in the gold, I never discussed further what happened at the end of our first completion of Mos Eisley's Revenge. Is that I had 2 missiles orbiting. One missile hit me, and the other missile hit Seared just after, and so it's essentially a race to decide who the game wanted to win.
Yeah.
In the end, it ended up, because it was my 3rd life, having been shot down twice.
So Mon Calamari is very unique among levels in this game for a number of reasons. Firstly, we get to use arguably the most overpowered craft in the game, which is the V-Wing, as we take down these world destroyers. But we're also playing as Wedge Antilles.
Whoa, that got him.
Because Luke is off doing his own thing now. We've had like a 6-year time skip between this and the last level we did, so I will quickly read off the final crawl here that we skipped over.
Oh, this is our last story time.
But 6 years after the Battle of Endor, the fight for freedom continues. Even without thousands of Jedi Knights who formed the backbone of the Old Republic, the Rebel Alliance has managed to control 3/4 of the galaxy. Darth Vader is dead, but a reborn empire under a mysterious new leader strikes back at the struggling Rebel Alliance, hoping to crush the fledgling New Republic. Massive world devastators, more powerful and unstoppable than the Death Star, ravage entire planets. Rogue Squadron, which is now commanded by Wedge Antilles, persists in mounting daring missions throughout the galaxy. So yeah, world devastators, not destroyers. That was my bad. These things basically gobble up all the resources on a planet and use them to create more weapons of war, rather than a Death Star, which would just fire a big green laser at it and have it go bye-bye. So, a little bit more sophisticated, but a bit weaker, as we can tell by the fact that the V-Wing is just overpowered enough that we can just shoot it a couple of times and they die.
I'm surprised that TIE fighter followed me all the way he did. And then decided to give up the chase as soon as I got back to the objective. Oh wow, yeah. So I mean, just with their slightly tighter turning radius, it makes it quite hard to take them out. Sort of fire and forget on those seeking missiles. I'm gonna destroy these really quick, just to be absolutely safe for my enemies destroyed requirement. And actually, Mon Calamari is the final level in the base game, but we have the luxury of playing the bonus levels that we've been working so hard to achieve with all our gold medals. And so you won't have to say goodbye to me just yet.
No, that's good.
So what makes the V-Wing more powerful than the other machines?
Well, I mean, firstly is the rapid fire mode that I've been showing off, and also is that the homing missiles can lock onto several targets at once. I'm probably going to crash here to refill my homing missiles. I don't want to waste all my time trying to shoot down these TIEs manually, but I'll fire my last salvo. And so you can see that I just took down 3 of them at once with a single barrage. It's a little hard to destroy yourself because of the fact that this is an airspeeder, so...
You pretty much have to crash into some other object, but you don't want to crash into the city. Because that's
Right,
bad.
yeah. We are charged with defending the city, after all. I'm going to go for crashing into this mountain. Not quite able to. That was close. I can actually go for this Devastator Corpse.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah. Usually, I mean, if you have a little bit lower health, what I did crashing into that mountain is perfectly viable, but because my health was so high, my shields ended up eating most of the damage. So try and get both of them in sight. That might be all we need. There it is. Gold medal.
Oh.
Very nice. Okay.
And roll credits. Yay,
Just kidding.
We
No.
did it.
You can hear the
Yep.
ending theme for a split moment before we even get kicked back to the main menu before going back in for more. Beggar's Canyon, Anonymous. We're here. Beggar's Canyon is weird. This is the first-person mode where we get a lovely view of the engine and also the wings moving into the corners of our screen.
So there are 3 major challenges on this particular level. One is that you have to take the shortest lines possible in order to beat Wedge, and you have to beat Wedge, even though he's the fastest one, because that's how you get gold. Secondly, you can't fly super high out of this canyon, because if you fly too high, the game will just tell you that you can't do that, and it'll end the level immediately. Even though Wedge himself flies decently high on this level, you can't get away with some of the stuff that he does. But there's something else that you can't get away with, and that's pretty much touching Wedge, because he has it out for you in this level, and he will make some maneuvers that look very suspiciously like blatant attempts to kill you.
Yes, and he does not care. He will fly where he wants to. He does not care where you are. But now I've got a little bit of a comfortable lead ahead of him, so that should be the end of Beggar's Canyon. Nice and easy.
That was a fantastic canyon run.
Yes.
Wedge, still so much to learn. Bring you back. Hey.
Gold medal.
That's one of the 3 bonus missions down.
Yep. Very easy, very low requirements there. No accuracy or enemies destroyed. Except once we get to the Death Star Trench Run, which is another time where I'm going to do a lot of focusing and just trying to count on my head and complete the mission fast, because the timer here is actually very easy to run
Hold
out.
off as best you can. Rogue, we're gonna have company real soon. Inbound fighter to 1013. I copy. I'm hit.
Gotta love this classic reenactment from the movie.
Help me out here.
We're even going to fire in the torpedoes at the
I'm
very
hit.
end.
I'm hit. Maintain visual scanning. More fighters inbound on 17.28. Help me out here. I'm hit. I've lost R2. Incoming tide. I copy. I'm hit. Put your shields down. Ah! I'm clear, but my fighter is down. I'm hit. Rear shields down. I'm hit.
And we get our good friend
All right, Chewie,
on solo pitching
what
again.
are you doing here?
But Han doesn't say anything, because we only have one voice line for the whole game with Han.
I was really low before then. I think it's funny, though, to just pop out of the cutscene and get shot down. If my estimates are correct, I think I'm good to just sprint to the end of the level. But I'll destroy a few more, just to be safe. Probably going to be way over the enemies required.
And that should do it.
Gold medal,
Gold
nice.
medal.
Yeah, and so that brings us to the last level, and they're not going to let us off easy either, because Hoth has an incredibly stringent accuracy requirement as well.
The transports can't escape unless the probe droids are gone.
We're also going to be spending a lot of time lassoing up much more AT-ATs, just like.
Yep.
Good shooting. Thanks. I'm hit.
Unfortunately, we don't get to hop out of the snowspeeder and destroy it with a lightsaber and grenade, but
That would be really cool.
it would be really cool, but not for just a bonus level in this game, I guess.
Yeah.
But you want swag points, right?
We do want the swag points, that's true.
Use your harpoons and tow cables. Go for the legs.
Another case of reusing the voice
Here we
lines.
go, Dak.
Except, well, interestingly though, we never hear "Here we go, Dak" during the base game. And we get a slight rendition of the music that was playing on Burkash. So a little bit more aggressive. I don't really know what instrument that is. I'm not a music guy.
Someone in chat can tell us, I'm sure.
I can't hear it because there's too much blaster fire.
Yeah, too much blaster fire.
Too many pitched up Wilhelm screams from the
Yep.
stormtroopers. Or snowtroopers in this case, I suppose. Are they snowtroopers? I can't see.
They're literally just a few pixels each.
Yeah.
I was trying my luck by flying in the field of fire of the AT-ATs there, and I got shot down accordingly. I don't even land a nasty shot on me there. Yeah, this is a tough one too, like just weaving your way between corpses of AT-STs you shot down and both AT-ATs and the canyon walls too. But wow, I mean,
The camera's actually
Yeah.
cooperating quite
Yeah.
well, though.
for the whole run, really.
Well, we got one more, don't we?
Well,
Two more,
Two
actually.
more, yeah.
let's not jinx it.
Let's not speak too soon.
Cable out. Let her go.
Well, that's one.
Yeah. Flying up along the ground there. It's a really wide turn. Oh boy. Yeah. There's a little bit, just a
Yeah.
little bit of
Little taste of what can happen.
Yeah.
If you watch the world record run of this, the camera just goes completely wonky at this point. It zooms way out. You can't see him for like a good 3 seconds.
I recall one time in a run, the camera ended up just, it's supposed to rotate along with you, you know, as you circle the AT-AT. I got the camera to, I need to check something actually. I was looking at my radar and saw a little discrepancy. I don't think there's supposed to be an enemy back here, but... Okay, alright, that check was just for my safety of mind. I absolutely could not try and finish off without making absolutely sure all is well. And it is now, so let's tie up this last walker and be done with Rogue Squadron 100%. Oh my god, here we go!
There, yep, the last one! Of course.
Oh, okay, I don't know where I'm at.
Of course it's the last one.
Oh boy.
Is that it?
Oh, okay, alright. Well, okay, let's not celebrate till we see that gold. That's all that matters.
And Luke, the Falcon made it out all right. Don't do anything foolish like running
Go
off
off to
Dagobah.
Dagobah.
Running off the Dagobah. Oh, no. That's the only way it could end. Oh, if I hadn't gone to check because of the stupid completion time.
Oh, wow.
Well,
That's really
I think we can accurately predict when I'll be done then. 3 minutes.
The transports can't escape unless the probe droids are gone.
Do you have any donations?
Good shooting. Thanks.
If you would like to donate, this is all going towards Carbon Fund. Help keep the convention carbon neutral than the environment and whatnot. So if you enjoy that, we've got a lot of great incentives.
Including throwing Kirby's at my head.
Yep, that's one of them.
If you want one last pot shot, now's your chance.
I regret opening my mouth now.
That's for charity.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
The Mudkip over there looks pretty eager, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know. You see eagerness. I see death in his eyes.
Why not both?
That was an excellent line.
Oh yeah, we need a visual reference here.
Okay, there's one good one.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I really showed off in this run is just you don't know how you're doing until the end of the level.
Another victory for Rogue Squadron. Don't get cocky. Activate harpoon. I'm hit!
Gives you a lot of moments of tension and suspense throughout the run.
That's true. So maybe that's worth.
Makes it entertaining.
Yeah. Well, I sure hope somebody out there gets a kick out of having me land the silver on Hoth.
Cable out. Let her go.
Ooh, don't shoot me down, sir.
Activate harpoon.
Good camera again. That's nice.
Well,
We'll
for
see.
now.
Yeah.
For now.
We have a $10 donation from the original Xbox saying, you asked for a Kirby throw, and a Kirby throw you shall receive.
Do you want to give it a try and maybe give it a little more power this time?
This time I want to see if I can. I wonder if I can do like this. What if I can get gravity to like come
No.
down?
You
Okay.
gotta go for it.
I gotta go for
You
it.
gotta go for it.
Okay.
Good work, Rogue Squadron.
Ooh, there you go. That was better.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Might I have another?
Another?
Do you want another?
Do you?
Maybe.
Hey!
And that's
Hey!
time. Okay. We did it. We made it to
GG.
the end. GG.
Nice work.
Woo!
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the Cantina and the Pepsi Man. I want to say a quick shout out to everyone who donated. Grant is my dad, $100. That's insane. Anyone who watched from hearing about it, and if you guys liked watching Rogue Squadron, or you maybe, heaven forbid, you liked watching me, you can check me out on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/HOD, HOD TV. Yeah, and then of course, thanks again to the staff and my commentators. You guys are the best. I can't thank you enough for letting me be here.
No problem. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much for that run, Hod. We will be moving on next to Bayonetta 2, ran by Gooby and Fake Mingo.